a common man, working hard with his hands.
Tankers Fantasy Football, welcome back. Made it to week 8 here. I mean, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. Time to make your pushes here. Let's start it off with some guys that I'm thinking it's totally time to cut bait with some of these guys. No matter what you pay, whether it's a 3rd round, 4th round, whatever, some of these guys have got to go.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about going into week 8. So we're a little bit over halfway through the week 13 regular season. I think these guys are who they are at this point. I think they are plates of piss. We're gonna bring it out. We're gonna bring out a plate of piss. Do a little thing for you here. We're gonna lead it off with the greatest, with the biggest plate of piss thus far this season. We're talking about Terrell Pryor coming off a 1,000-yard season in Cleveland. You're like, my God, this guy has the ingredients with Cousins to make it sexy, to get it so sexy for you, it's just gone so pissy, baby. We're talking about under 5.3 PPR in 4 out of the 6 weeks, man. Over 31 yards only twice. Oh my goodness. 5 or fewer targets in every game after that 11 target week 1, and it just doesn't get any easier for this dick bum plate of piss bastard. He got Seattle on the docket. He's got Minnesota. He's got Denver. He's got Jacksonville. He's got the Giants. He's got the Cardinals. Oh, he's cuttable, baby.
I mean, if you look at the other guy alongside of him, Jamison Crowder, I think same thing. This guy was going as a 5th to 6th rounder.
Honorable
Absolutely
mention, plate of piss. Honorable plate of piss mentioned in the Crowder. Another Martavis Bryant. Oh my God, 1 double digit in only 1 game, over 3 receptions, and it was 5 receptions for 21 yards. Definite plate of piss deluxe. Ty Montgomery is kind of, I mean, he started off as just sexy boy, but as of late, he's getting a little pissy.
I mean, Aaron Jones is looking like the man here. A guy who's going about the same time as Ty Montgomery and Marshawn Lynch. This guy is looking like the 40-something running back ranked right now in PPR formats. This guy is absolutely nothing.
Isaiah Crowell, 0 touchdowns on this season. 7.7 PPR average on this season. And it's not like he's getting the work because he's only had 1 game with single-digit carries thus far. I mean, the Crow is just another plate of piss. Another Mike Gillislee. Guy. Oh.
If you look at his 3 touchdowns, all right. Started off week 1 for you strong. Next week gets the end zone. If you're looking at the last 5 weeks here, this guy's high water mark is 5.2 and is averaging just over 3 PPR points a week the last 5 weeks.
If you sold high on Gillislee after that magic Thursday nighter to lead off this season where he had those 3 touchdowns, or maybe even you sold him after that week 2 when he got in the end zone 1 more time, but my goodness, at this point he is unstartable and he should probably be on waivers. Got some honorable mention plates of piss here. We got some Eric Ebron. People think maybe this new situation, he's going to be more of a pass catcher instead of a blocker, could lead to big things. Wrong. The bum like Darren Fells is outproducing him on the regular. This guy might not even start for his own team, so he shouldn't be in your lineup by any means. And I think he's waiver wire fodder at best. And then we got the Martellus Bennett, the black unicorn that hasn't been very fucking mystical whatsoever.
Not 1 touchdown on the year. Not even 1 double-digit PPR point game.
Not a single game in double digits in PPR. The guy was supposed to be getting touchdowns, and Aaron Rodgers is now out, so this guy is clear waiver wire bum dickery.
All right.
Should we take the piss down?
Might as well.
Let's take the piss down, baby. It smells funny.
Tear it down.
Tear it down.
All right. Let's get into some buy low, sell high guys here for the upcoming rest of the season here.
I know Jai went out there. He still hasn't gotten his ass into the end zone yet, and he went out there in week 6, got you all those yards against the Falcons, and you're thinking, this is my boy's got to get it done versus the Jets weak run defense, and he didn't. He only got you 10 PPR points. But I'm saying don't fret. I think you should buy Ajayi as a tasty matchup this week playing Baltimore this Thursday night.
Two other running backs I think you got to look at. I think Marlon Mack played a season-high percentage of snaps this last week against Jacksonville. Frank Gore really isn't doing anything. We've been saying that for a while. But Aaron Jones, I feel like no matter what the price is, this guy's had very nice starts here.
If the Packers are going to do anything, I think it's going to be him.
I mean, this guy's going to go over 100 yards a game. It's looking like if they give him the rock here.
He's going to get the work. He looks spry out there.
I think he's pretty much low-end RB1 almost the rest of the way with the situation at quarterback here.
Yeah, well, running back, there's been a lot of underproducing situations thus far this year. I mean, a guy like that with the workload coming in, I mean, they're definitely not going to be throwing the ball anymore. I mean, I think this is it. If they can continue to stay in games, I think you should get huge workloads moving forward. Another guy, we're going to move some wide receivers. Stephon Diggs should be coming back anytime soon. I think he was the number one PPR wide receiver when he went down. So, I mean, if you can get him on the cheap, if somebody's giving up hope or needs to make a move probably to stay in playoff contention, I think this is a great time to buy low on some Stephon Diggs.
And D-Train, I mean, if Emmanuel Sanders looks like he might be missing some time, D-Train could be an absolute target machine these next couple weeks here. And he does have a very nice floor. Simeon has not played well whatsoever the past few weeks here, but he really can't play worse at this point.
No. Guy, we're buying on Russell Wilson. I know he just had a good game, but maybe the price isn't that high yet. The guy always lights it up in November and December later in the season. I think Russell Wilson is a solid buy low. I think he will finish as a QB1.
All right, one other guy I want to say, T.Y. Hilton, back-to-back very disappointing games here. I mean, he's calling out his offensive lineman, and I think he should. I mean, Luck can't stay on the field because he's always injured, and then you give up 10 sacks. I mean, come on, offensive line. I mean, it is their fault. Let's face it.
You can't be pointing fingers at teammates out there. That's not necessarily the right thing to do, but I think T.Y. does deserve the ball. I mean, his price couldn't be any lower, I don't think, so I think you got to swoop in there if you're feeling on it. Another guy I think I'm selling, I know Jordy.
And he was living and dying off of those touchdowns.
Yeah, you look
and
at
now
it.
that Aaron Rodgers is out, I just don't see it happening.
Even with Rodgers in there, you look at it, he was 52nd in receptions and 52nd in the league in receiving yards. He's living and dying. He was first in touchdowns when Rodgers on the field. He's living and dying off those touchdowns. And you can continue to live off those touchdowns that Rodgers was in the game. But I think you remove Rodgers. I think it's just bum city. I think you can get wide receiver 2 value. I think I would move him.
And a guy that I'm selling, in my opinion, is Amari Cooper. Blew it up for you like 44 PPR points.
Oh.
But absolutely losing his mind, career high in receiving yards. This guy's stock is as high as it's going to be all year. Might as well get what you can for him. If you can get solid wide receiver 2 for him, even a guy like in Diggs, if you want to trade Cooper for Diggs, I feel like Diggs the rest of the way could have more points than Cooper.
If Diggs can get back on the football field, I mean, I know it's hard to trade a guy after he just loved you sexy for the first time when you've been waiting for it, baby. But I mean, if you can return, if you can get return of what you paid for him in that draft spot, I think I'd be all in on moving him.
And I think it might be too late with Carson Palmer going down here. But if you can move Fitzgerald for anything right now,
We told you to sell him last week. If you did that, you made out.
This guy before the last week, this was the third wide receiver in PPR.
I also told you to sell Adrian Peterson last week. That shit's looking like that's sexy too, baby. Should have been selling them Cardinals. All in on the sell of the Cardinals. I think it's a sell. I know he's been looking this sexy, and he's definitely been a solid wide receiver too, but can he keep up this touchdown production? Because he has 7 on the season, and Nelson Aguilar, and I don't know if somebody is a Eagle homer or a believer out there, and if you can get wide receiver 2 return for this guy, I think I'm all in.
He's just been riding it. It's been absurd.
7 touchdowns on the season. Nelson Aguilar, my goodness, Alshon Jeffrey in the play. Alshon Jeffrey could have very well been the play to piss. I think, man.
That's borderline.
Honorable mention piss plates for the Jeffrey. I mean, Carson Wentz's world-beating Eaton defense is alive, and his ass dick still going out there.
Man, Ertz is the
single
man.
digit PPR in
I'll
a
tell you
game.
what,
He threw 4 fucking touchdowns.
Ertz is
3 yards.
unstoppable. Ertz is on another level right now. It's
The
ridiculous.
sexy man beast. We told you who better. We said Gronk, we said Kelsey, who better Ertz, and we might be talking about those guys take a back seat. Who better all over, baby. I mean, what is happening? Zach Ertz is eating out there.
Let's get into some sit starts
Starting
here.
and sitting them.
Start off with the starts.
I mean,
Who you like at
McCoy,
backs
you're getting
here?
the guy, he finally got over on you. For you last week, I think it's going to continue to love you sexy. Oakland has given up the 4th most points to running backs. I think McCoy is an all-in RB1 going into this week.
Yeah, I think Blunt and maybe even Smallwood here with Philadelphia. I mean, even Clement got a little.
Yeah, he
had
fumbled. He doghousing it. He shit the bed there. He almost coughed it up.
He did have a very nice touchdown catch, though, with Wentz. But San Francisco, absolutely horrendous run D, which is more the likelihood of Smallwood and Blunt. I mean, they gave up the 2nd most yards so far and the 3rd most fantasy points from running backs.
Yeah, all in on the Blunt and the Small. I think Blunt will be in there salting that game away for the majority of that second half. Like I said earlier, Ajayi going against the Ravens, who are giving up the 4th most yards and the 3rd most points, or 6th most points. 4th most yards, 6th most points to running backs. I know it's a short week. I usually don't like the Thursday night action, but I don't know. I guess running RB2 Ajayi, let's go, baby.
We'll talk about some stits here. Running backs, Lamar Miller against that Seattle front. Looking stiff coming off the bye. I don't see him getting a very good matchup here this upcoming
No,
week.
I think even with Foreman in there stealing the cheese out there, I think Lamar Miller's a sit this week. Gore playing Cincinnati. He's giving up the 3rd fewest touchdowns and the 6th fewest points to running backs. I think Gore is also a sit because I think Marlon Mack is getting more and more of that workload. He played his highest snaps of the season this last week, did Mack. More sits, baby. What we got?
let's do this here.
We're going to start on the wide receiver end.
Out of order here.
I don't know what that is. Cue it up.
Let's go receivers.
Receiver Thielen, I think, is a solid start against the Browns this week. I know we just kind of told you to trade Aguilar, but I think Aguilar is a
And bashing Alshon.
Ball bashing the Alshon.
But they both have very
Alshon
good
goes out and
matchups.
does it this week. You need to sell.
It could happen against this Niners
If
secondary.
he goes out there and gets it sexy this week against the Niners, you need to sell Alshon for sure. Funches and Benjamin playing the Bucs, giving up the most yards and points. 2 wide receivers all in on the Funches and the Benjamin.
All right, sits this week. I think you got to sit Marvin Jones against the Steelers secondary, who giving up the least yards and the least points all across the board here, as well as Will Fuller, who's been on his insane touchdown run here, but he runs up against that secondary with Seattle.
Oh, baby. All right, get some starts. Tight end. I know we told you to sit Witten last week against the Niners. Apparent tough defense, and Witten went out there and scored for you, so that fucking sucks. but this week, we're all in on the win. Washington's giving up the most yards and most points at tight end. Get your ass in there with some Jason Witten this week, baby.
Rudolph playing Cleveland. We talk about Cleveland is absolutely horrendous so far this year in the likes of giving up touchdowns and points and everything. 2 tight ends, getting up the 3rd most yards and points overall so far here.
Yeah, you got to get in there at the reindeer
And especially if Diggs might not go.
Yeah, who knows?
That's just another tick.
Yeah, buy low on Diggs is kind of a wait-and-see situation. Henry playing against the Patriots, who Henry's been coming on as of late. Patriots giving up the 4th most touchdowns and the 5th most points to tight ends. I think Hunter Henry's a definite go this week in a game where Rivers is going to have to be hucking it, chucking it.
All right, Safarian Jenkins, 3 straight games with a touchdown going against Atlanta, who has not given up a tight end touchdown all season so far
I
this
love
year.
you some Severian Jenkins. I'm going to start you in my league because I ain't got fucking anybody else. But if you do have anybody else, I'd say suggest getting him the fuck out of there.
I mean, this guy's season high is 46 yards, and it took him 8 catches to do
Don't
so.
be hating, baby. Don't be hating on the
He's living and dying
Jenkins.
by those touchdowns.
Damn.
Going against a team who has not allowed it yet. We'll see. Maybe he'll break the streak. He's Magic Man. We'll see.
We got Leroy Jenkins, and now we got Severian Jenkins, and he is in that ass. He fuck I yell at McCown, throw it to Jenkins, and then it did, baby. Oh, Jenkins.
McCown, what was up with that horrible pass to end the game? What's he thinking?
I think he needs to throw it to Jenkins.
Jared Cook's a solid sit.
Jared Cook probably said, I know he just got 100 yards. You probably, Titan's a little fucky, so you probably can't be sitting on the Cook. I mean, if you got some Hunter Henry.
Especially if you've got guys like Evan Ingram on bye or...
Well, you got Hunter Henry, you got Jared Cook. You need to make a decision. I'd go with the Henry on this week. I mean, Jared Cook playing the Bills, giving them the 4th fewest points, 2 tight ends, and they're going on that noon road game from Oakland out the East Coast in Buffalo. And I just never really liked that either.
All right, quarterbacks here. A guy that absolutely laid a huge egg against the Bears last week. Looked absolutely horrendous.
Them fucking Bears. Let's pause for a second and talk about some fucking Bears. Baby.
Talking about beating the Steelers.
Talking about beating the Steelers, talking about beating the Ravens, baby, talking about beating the Panthers. We're talking about beating a couple of possible playoff teams, and we might be talking playoffs
We might be talking
ourselves,
Mitchie
dude.
saving the day.
We go down.
We
Go
four for
fucking down to
7.
New Orleans and win, baby. Going to that bye 4-4. I've never been more excited
No
in my
way.
life. I know we're going down there and beat some ass.
I don't know.
Fucking
Let's not get ahead of it.
Bears are bringing.
I think it's gonna take Mitchie a few more than 7 attempts to beat New Orleans.
We're running high school football, Bears. We're running turnovers. We're running grind out the clock, baby. Oh, we're doing it, Bears. We're fucking doing it. I mean, Rodgers is out. I need the Vikings to start playing teams that aren't shitty, you know. He's like, the Vikings could lose a few. The Bears slide in that ass, Bears. Oh. God damn. I've never been so excited. They go down there, and we go 4-4, baby, going in that bye. God damn, we're in that ass.
So talking about Newen, I feel like he's a must start here in lineups. Going against the Tampa Bay Bucks, giving up the 2nd most yards to quarterbacks and 2nd most points overall here.
Talking about Hunter Henry, I think his counterpart Philip Rivers also start Patrick with the most points and yards to quarterbacks thus far. Kirk Cousins also another sexy play. Cowboys giving up the 3rd most touchdowns to quarterbacks as well.
All right, and sit. I think you got to sit Stafford against Pittsburgh, who we talked about earlier, locking down on receivers. Also, obviously means locking down the quarterbacks. The fewest yards in the NFL, the 2nd fewest touchdown passes in the NFL here.
The fucking Bears are in that ass, baby.
It's about to get wild. Mitchie saving the day.
I've never been 7 attempts, 4-7, baby. Whatever it takes. Might have to uncork a few more down in New Orleans to put us over Bears, but we got them. We're doing this.
Oh, who's even throwing it to?
That's the problem. Throwing it to me and you out there.
It's Zach Miller, Band, and Cohen, and that's it.
Oh, God. Kendall Wright, Dick Bummery. Oh, my fuck.
Maybe they'll trade for Martavius Bryant. What do you think?
I'm not opposed to
They're saying they're not moving him, but he wants out.
He's being a little whiny bitch.
He's saying jump better than Juju.
I mean, he's on the cheap, though. I know we'd have to pay, draft pick consideration or whatever the hell. But he's on the cheap. I think he's only on that for like $500,000 for another year or whatever on his rookie deal. We're gonna get him on the cheap. I mean, my goodness. I know he's got a little. Clearly has attitude problems, but my goodness.
Clearly
Bears.
drug problems.
Well, fuck it. Bring him in, Bears. Let's go.
Can't be worse. There's no way.
No, impossible. Instant number one
best wide receiver on the team.
Instant.
Doesn't even know the playbook.
Not even close.
Say run streaks all
It's
day.
not even fucking close. Instant.
Run streaks all day. No route tree, and he'll be better.
Just run screens and streaks and fucking do it. That's all we need him to do, Bears, because the dudes we have can't even do that shit. I'm fucking serious.
All right, there it is. Week 8. Best of luck to you this time. Let us know if you like this format here instead of 2 different videos. I feel like this is just so much football all at one time that you can get whatever you want here.
It was still close to 20, though. It wasn't like
I
we
mean,
fucking
it's not
talked
like
for
we're
an hour.
riding it forever here on you,
Yeah,
but let
it's
us know
fine.
if there's anything else you guys want us
We
to
even did
try.
like a 5-minute plate of piss. I love
It's
it.
the best part of the show.
God damn, we gotta bust that shit. I really gotta put some eyes on the piss. Eyes on the piss, man. Gotta get it.
If you liked what you saw, please subscribe below if you haven't already. We appreciate it very much. Also, give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. All your sit-start questions, we will get back to you. We love it so much.
Baby, I know I faltered on getting back to a couple of them. My phone was on the fritz. My basement gets shit reception when we're watching the games on Sunday and preparing for the action. I'm falling apart out there. I'm sorry, baby.
We will get you, though.
I'll get you.
Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you later.